Hello and welcome everyone to the weekly Delphian meeting. Thank you for tuning in. So today we'll have a shorter session. Joe is out of the office, so just me today. We'll do our regular market update and just a quick earnings look, and we'll call it a day. So let's get started. Okay, you can see SPX still in state one. Last week we talked about Russell possibly going into state seven, and the next day it rolled into state seven. So I'm bullish across the board. Obviously ones are a lot stronger than seven, but that's kind of expected. Russell, it's been lagging for a long time. Big pie wise, we went from 52 to 67, so pretty big jump. You can see state eights come down quite a bit, almost even with state ones. And we're getting some movement here from 7 to 5. So I'll pull it up in the market pulse here. So you can see, we're almost getting that cross ones and eights. Obviously, that's very bullish if the ones can get bigger than the eights. And we had that back here, June, had a nice run when the ones were above, but before that, it was just a long, that's really when the bear market started back here. Right in here. So basically, anytime the ones popped up, that was the top in the market. Kind of here. So that that eventually kind of started leveling out back here. So we do get that cross, very bullish. Like I said, we had the sevens really pop up over the last few weeks and starting to get some movement in the fives. So, if we get that follow through, and we talk about this a lot, from the bottom goes 8, 7, 5, and then usually 1. It doesn't skips over 3 most of the time. So, we're starting to see. Oh, let me mute them. Starting to see those sevens move into the fives. So that's bullish, very bullish. So we want to see those sevens. Obviously there's still 26% in state eight. So, we still want to see sevens kind of hanging up there, but we want to see those fives start popping. So new lows, highs, not much going on. We had those those pretty good spikes back here when we made that was like a new 52-week low for the Russell back here. But since then it's been pretty quiet on that front. This one, same thing. You can see the SMA below and above the 200. We kind of peaked right here at the bottom and just been climbing ever since. So pretty well matches what we get with our overall bullish bearish. And I'll pull that up real quick. So we get that cross back here pretty much last week. It just crossed over and we're getting good follow through. We talked about quite a few times that's been the top. So we're getting follow through. So that should be very, very bullish overall for the market. So that's the market pulse. Let's look at SPX. So that one in the state one last week, right at our meeting. And we're seeing good support right here at the entry price. That's bullish sign. Obviously, typically it'll run up, pull back and then go up. So it's kind of following the script right now. Near term support's at 4,500. The big big number here to the top is going to be 46. And that's, you can see that's our 52-week high, 46.07. So last time we got right near there, the whole market turned around. So we'll expect resistance up here, but the first level is going to be 4,600, and that's a little below target 1, target 2 area. So we get that, and then resistance right above there. So but we got support for 4,500. And, big picture of the range is right now 42 to 46. So we're really close to the top end of that. So really you're just kind of looking at, support here, 44, and then all the way obviously at the bottom. So, that's what I'd be looking for, this watching to the upside, 4,600. All right. Same thing on the chart, obviously not much, and I'll just do the quick range here. So you can see 46, and down here's that 42. So that's our current range. You can see, back here is when we hit that 46, and then, pretty much a day or two later, just turned lower. So, we're looks like we're going to make a run up at that 46. So that's what I'd be looking at. Should be pretty strong resistance there. But that's where we're at currently. And, trends are looking good above 50, above 200. So overall, looks pretty bullish. Okay, let's do Russell. So last meeting, we're right here. That was still 8. So the next day transition to 7. So that one's had a little bit of problem. Obviously this is either support or resistance, depending how it's acting. So this one's acting more like resistance and support. It's at 1800 level. So that's smack dab in the middle of our range, 19, 17. So it's right in the middle. So this is like another kind of critical, obviously there's the top and the bottom, but 1800, does show a lot of support and resistance getting through that level for, the Russell. You can just look at it down here real quick. Like this is, you can see back here, last time we had that top, and then, down to 17, that 18 had pretty strong resistance on the way up. Once it broke that, then obviously 19, and eventually broke that, and had our another false breakout. So let's look at from here before we get the chart. You can see about a little over half the time it goes into state 5, so 55, and 8% state 3. So like I said, most of the time it goes to 8, 7, then 5, and then 1. So, but occasionally it will go to 3. So let's look at the chart for the Russell. I'll just pull it out. So here's our 3 breakouts, 1900. And then, obviously they all failed, retested 17. So now this is the 3rd iteration of this. So, we're running into resistance here. Now this is top end of the range, bottom end. So that's a range. So running into resistance 1800. That's what I'd be kind of watching most closely. If we do get above that, then you can kind of look at the SPX getting above 4600. Just so like I showed you back here, had some resistance, not as much this time. Although it did a lot. This was a lot more choppy. But we know once we get up to 19, there'll be really strong resistance. And you can see back here, 19, back here, bunch of resistance that finally broke out. We'll see if that does happen again. Obviously, it happened 3 times. 1, 2, 3, all lower highs for these. So we'll just have to keep our eye on it. But really, next, this level 1800 on Russell's kind of where I'm looking right now, and then eventually 19. But it's still looking bullish overall for the market. 10-year has helped that. Where's my 10-year? Disappeared. 10-year. So, we got up near 5%. So it's dropped all the way down right around that 4.5 range. So obviously that's good for the markets. Markets like lower rates. So we'll see. The inflation ratings have been decent. So just keep your eye on those. But if these stay low, that's obviously a good thing for the market. But once if these spike again, that's gonna be a big headwind for the market. All right, so let's look at the Fed tool. So about 3 weeks out from the next meeting, 95% for no hike and about 5% for a possible hike. So that's gone. You can see like a month ago, we had 20%. Last week it was 0. So now it's kind of creeping back up. So right now, pretty much no probability really that they're going to hike again, and we'll see if they're done or not. If we keep getting the inflation ratings a little below trend, then I wouldn't expect any more hikes. But still kind of waiting. I think it'll be interesting. At that meeting, their language going forward for 2024. I think that's all kind of up in the air. If you look out like a year from December, expectations, this is like a month ago, pretty close to where it was a month ago. But, for currently at 5.25, so they're factoring in a whole percent or like 75 basis point cut. That's kind of right in the middle by the end of next year. So they're expecting pretty big cuts overall for the market. So, and they've done this before. People have been regulars at the meeting. This is probably like third time they've been expecting cuts and it didn't happen. So we'll see. Just pay attention to the Fed language on that. They have said higher for longer, but I think the big thing we talked about last week in those charts was CPI, right? So if this keeps following the trend down, this basically predicts that there'll be deflation. If this keeps matching, and we showed you like been tracking this for over a year, kind of when it was up here, came down to here, and now we're down here. So, the M2 money supply is decreasing. So, if this follows trend, then if we do hit deflation, they will cut. Absolutely 100%. But we'll see if the correlation holds up, but definitely an interesting thing. Interesting correlation. The balance sheet continues to run off. So if you look kind of bigger picture, obviously this is the Silicon Valley little mini banking crisis they had to inject. So just been a straight kind of trend line down. And we talked about this in the past. This was back in 18 when they started 18-19 running off the balance sheet, and then something happened here where basically like the overnight rates just spiked and they had to reverse course. So that from the top here to the drawdown here was about 15% of total assets. So 15% from this top would be about 7.5 trillion. So we're getting close to it, but that's no guarantees and anything, but just kind of look at what happened last time, see if there's any indications of where they may run into problems. But obviously they're continuing tightening the money supply, running off the balance sheet. Those are both difficult headwinds for the market. So We'll just have to see how that all plays out. But I think that was it on the market. I'll open up to questions, comments. Feel free to unmute and fire away. Okay. I don't think we have our usual crowd in here to ask all the questions. So, all right, so I'll just move on to earnings. So, this for other people, this is our new UI. We're trying to get this rolled out, uh, within the next month or so. So, it's a very nice layout, a lot more intuitive than this thing over here on the left. So, we're pretty excited about that. It's pretty close, but so hopefully in the next, definitely by January, I would say, but we're trying to get out sooner. So, we went through all these trades last week. Most of them are up. So our only problem really is the bearish runners. So the other ones are all up for the most part. This one down a little. We have 10 trades, 7 open. Yeah, we have of those closed trades. We got 2 losers. One was a pretty big loser, XPO. That thing just like took off, but we still have these ones open. So 7. So this is really the only kind of drag this quarter. I mean, it hadn't been a banner earnings quarter, but it's still profitable. So with the market conditions, it's been a very choppy market this earnings quarter. So not bad in the scheme of things, but obviously, still got some open trades out there, and there's still quite a few. Pull up the plan. Okay, so we have 11, 9, 22. That one came in. The 1, 2, 3, pretty much like 4 more trades. This will be next quarter, 12, 15. So not much left for earnings overall. Okay, that was it. Any questions on earnings? All right, like I said, Joe was not attending this one. Excuse me. So that's pretty much all I had. I'll just, if you guys have any questions, comments, feel free, or else we'll just wrap it up. And hope everyone has a great holiday.
You too, Josh. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks, Wenza.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Have a good holiday.